Hey guys, this is Sandeep from RevAtlas, and in today's video we'll be taking a look at the top 10 tips and tricks that will help you improve your smartphone videography game. So we've already done something similar in terms of photography, so if you haven't seen it already, go ahead and check it out in the link in the description below. Let's get today's episode started. The first and probably most important advice is never to shoot in portrait mode. Never hold your phone upright and shoot videos. It's always better when you shoot videos in a landscape mode, so always hold your phone like this so that it's actually horizontal to the ground. The next piece of advice I can give you is on how to hold your phone. So don't hold your phone using just one hand. This will always be more shaky, especially if you're panning left and right or moving up and down. This will generally be more shaky since you're not really having a firm grip over your phone and you're not even holding it rightly. So the best way to do is use two hands. Hold it near to the corners and hold it with both hands. Have a tight grip on it and make sure that your hands aren't really shaky. This will give you a better movement, a smoother movement, and will also make your videos a whole lot more steadier and looks much better. The next tip is to choose the right resolution as well as frame rate. Now, although most smartphones these days support 4K recording, it's actually important to choose the right resolution that you need. Not everything needs to be captured at the highest resolution possible. This would in turn affect your storage, and it would also unnecessarily mean bigger files that you have to handle when editing your footage. But if you actually need just 1080p, go ahead and shoot at 1080p, and it'll also give you more versatile options over the frame rate. If you're shooting an action scene, for example, you would want something that has smoother motion, and that will be done in 60 fps rather than 30 fps, which might seem a bit jagged. But on the other hand, if you want something that has more of a cinematic feel, go ahead and choose 24 frame rate, since most of the cinemas are shot in 23.97 frames per second. So if you have a smartphone that has manual video controls and manual video settings such as the LG G6, it allows you to shoot in various resolutions, various frame rates, and even various aspect ratios. So choose the right one that is suited for the particular video that you have in mind. Since a video is essentially a moving photo or a bunch of photos put together in order to create a clip, it's always important to notice the framing on videos as well. So all the rules that apply to framing a photo applies to video as well. If you have any undesirable objects, either move towards the frame or away from it in order to remove that undesirable object, or maybe panning left or right could result in a much better frame than you originally had. It's not necessary to keep your subject or object in the center as always, and you can focus on different composition methods and techniques in order to get a more involving or engaging frame. Now, keeping the stability in mind, it's always great to switch on stabilization on your smartphone, be it optical or electronic. This will result in a smoother and more balanced video as compared to one without any sort of stabilization. Now, another point to note is that not every smartphone supports stabilization at the highest quality possible. Some smartphones don't provide 4K resolution with optical or electronic image stabilization, while others support EIS in 4K, some support both OIS and EIS in 4K. So you might have to go for a 1080p method if you want to capture with stabilization. So do keep in mind and check out what resolution your smartphone supports stabilization at. Next up is support. So this is something that we covered in photography as well. It's always easier if you are holding your device with your elbows next to your body. It makes it easier to capture the video and photo. So in this case, video actually gives more support considering that you might be panning from the left to right or right to left or up and down. So having your elbows next to your body tucked in and holding the phone in the way that I showed you in this segment actually makes it easier to capture videos, and you'll even capture more stable videos. Even with stabilization turned on, and if you're using support such as your elbow or a tripod, it's always best to avoid any unnecessary movement. If you don't need to pan or tilt, just stay and have a stationary shot which you can edit together to form a really nice shot at the end. Now this is something that I told with respect to photography as well, but probably makes more sense when you think of it in terms of video. So always write onto your phone memory, since the write speeds are much higher as compared to memory cards. And another important thing to keep in mind is that memory cards don't always support 4K recording. So if you see that your phone is not supporting 4K videos while it's supposed to, it's probably because your memory card doesn't really support it. So I would recommend capturing videos onto your phone memory and then copying it onto a memory card or an external storage as and when required. As in the case of photos, it's really important, or perhaps even more important, to edit your content when making videos, because a photo itself can tell a story, but a video as a clip, a single clip itself, can't really tell a story, and you have to edit them together, piece them together to create a meaningful story. So that's where editing really comes into play, and it's not just about keeping clips in a sequence, it's also about changing the colors, sort of getting the tones right and everything in order to convey the story perfectly. Like you have accessories for photography, you also have accessories for video that you can use, such as a tripod or a stabilizer that you can use to take beautiful motion as well as pan shots, and this is something that will really help you improve your videography game as well. So video essentially has to be shot well, edited well, and altogether has to tell a really good story in order to make a really good video. So some of these tips are things that could mean very little when you think of it, but when you actually apply it, will help you a great lot. If you have any questions about any of these clips or any of these suggestions, do let us know in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and see you again in the next one.